What's up, everybody? This is Brian back with another deck profile. What do we got for you today? Tellarknights. Now, you guys had just seen, or might have seen, my friend Max's Despots. Well, you're going to see my friend Keith's Tellarknights. He'll tell you why he runs it, and how he runs it, and why he runs the cards he runs. Alright, let's check it out.
Hey kids, are you tired of your fat, sweaty nerd friends beating you at Yu-Gi-Oh? Well, then you need to get your shit together and start playing some Tellarknights. I'm gonna get right into it. Let's go. Okay, so let's just get this out of the way. All of your monsters have effects right when they're summoned. That is normal, that is special, that is flip, that is pendulum. Let's get right into the nuts of the deck with Satellarknight Deneb. You play this motherfucker at 3 because basically he's every card in your deck. When he is summoned, you're searching out guys, and when you're searching out guys, you're probably searching out Satellarknight Altair, who is also at 3. You see, this sexy son of a bitch is going to rip every card out of your graveyard and special summon it in defense position. Be careful, because you can only attack with Tellarknights that turn, but it doesn't matter, because you just ripped another guy out of your graveyard to exceed with. Speaking of your graveyard, this is Satellarknight, a knuckle high, and this motherfucker is basically Foolish Burial, but only for Tellarknights. But does it really matter when you have Altair in here, and he's just ripping stuff out of your graveyard every 3 seconds? I don't think so. He also has the most attack out of every guy in this deck, except for one, but we'll get into him later. He's a one-of. This is Satellarknight Vega, and you basically use this sexy son of a bitch to rip out your sweet Exceed summons using only monsters in your hand. But then when you take that guy, and then you take this guy, and you have one of these guys putting this guy in your graveyard, you just put 3 Tellarknights on the board, and we'll figure out how sexy that is in a little bit.
And by the way, folks, there's going to be a deck demonstration, so stay tuned after this deck profile.
But now let's look at some one-ofs. These guys are pretty hot, but they're not hot enough to run at 3 like the rest. Sirius. When you summon him, that's a jar of avarice you got there. Satellarknight Awesome. When you summon this sexy motherfucker, he's burning your opponent for 1,000 points of damage. If you summon this guy 8 times in one game, you just won the duel. This is Satellarknight Rigel. When you summon him, he gives himself 500 attack. Why? I don't know. It outs Winda, though, and you don't like Winda. Now let's look at some sexy staples here. I put a Max C in there so that when my opponent starts summoning, I'm ripping cards out of my deck faster than your mom ripping condoms out of her vagina. Let's look at some Satellarknight Skybridges. This is the sexiest card in your deck. That is a spell card anyway. Because when you have this thing and you have any Tellarknight in your board, let's take this guy for example. If you don't want this guy in your board, well, you can say fuck you and put a Deneb on your board instead. Because Deneb. And then you're going to take this guy and you're going to take him right back out of your deck and put him right back there. Whoa, sexy. Let's look at some one-ofs. Look at this. That's a Raigeki. That's your opponent's board. Right in their fucking asshole. Soul Charge. Let's take your graveyard and put it back in your hand again. Reinforcement of the army, because it adds Deneb. Foolish Burial, because you can run 4 knuckle highs. Tellarknight Genesis, because MST and Twin Twisters are for faggots. Tellarknight Genesis is going to take your opponent's board and say fuck you. Your opponent's spells and traps and say fuck you once a piece for each Tellarknight you have. Hi, Levi, I'm getting hyper. Because it's entertaining. No, he's not, because he's doing college stuff. He's got to get moved into his room. This is Stellar Nova Alpha. When you take this sexy looking ass trap card and you can rip one of your Tellarknights right off of your board and say fuck you to whatever they just tried to activate. And if that's not enough, you get to draw a card because Yu-Gi-Oh's fair. Let's look at some other trap cards we put in here. Basically, you don't like having stuff in your graveyard because graveyards are for dead things, and your Tellarknights don't die because they're the best warriors. So you're going to play Call the Haunted and Oasis of Dragon Souls, so you can just summon stuff over and over and over and over, and then your opponent's going to be like, you're summoning cards during my turn. I'm going to be like, fuck you, because I have trap cards. And here's some Fiendish Chains. Why do we run Fiendish Chain? Fiendish Chain's outdated and bad. Well, when we get into the extra deck, you're going to find out just how sexy Fiendish Chain can be, especially considering you're basically stopping attacks and effects. Look at this. This is a Song of Mourning. This is the best trap card of all time. Don't even question my swagger. And then you have some others. Then you have some leftover space. I put a breakthrough skill in here because I don't like effects. But you can also put some trap holes in here if you like Trap Tricks or Flasia. Some other trap cards could be like, I don't know, some Mirror Forces or something. But does it really matter? You have extra space in your trap card area. Now let's look at the extra deck because extra decks are cool. Let's start with Edgy Tellarknight Batlamis, because sometimes your light monsters turn into dark when their parents stop buying them Roblox cards. This guy is going to make every monster on the board a dark, which doesn't sound very impressive, but it's really funny when you get into some other extra deck stuff. Also, you can detach a material to turn him into another Xyz monster, because why not? But only if it's a Tellarknight, because we don't cheat here like Ptolemaeus did. Rest in peace. Here's Stellar Knight Deltaros. All in all, he's pretty mediocre, but you can detach material to blow up an opponent's card. And not only that, but while he's on the board, your opponent cannot respond to your summons. And if he's destroyed, you can summon a Tellarknight from your deck. And if you don't like him in Ghost, well, guess what? He also comes in Secret and Ulti. Stellar Knight Trevor, because this is the fuck you that your opponent needs to remind them that their life is meaningless. Trevor, when you summon this guy via the Xyz method, which is the only way you can really summon him, you can wipe your opponent's board. Your opponent's like, oh, I've got all this extra deck, I got all this extra deck on the field, Link format didn't happen. Well, you can say, fuck you, and put this back in your hand faster than something that's fast. Yeah. And when we were looking at here, we got Satellar Knight, Constellar Diamond. Why do we have Constellar Diamond? Well, if you remember the edgy motherfucker that came in first when we looked at the extra deck, he turned everyone on the field dark. Well, this guy negates the effects of dark monsters. Whoa! So basically, you put that guy and that guy on the board at the same time, you're negating their monster effects left, right, center. It's like a game of Smite, only you're negating lanes. Yeah. Constellar Ptolemy M7. You don't have any level 6 monsters, you can't make a rank 6. Well, guess what? Stone Knight Constellar Diamond's a Constellar monster, so you can just slap this guy right on here and start recycling your graveyard, because we like to recycle our graveyard here. Recycling is good. Recycle, kids. Other monsters. Trap Tricks Rafflesia, because trap cards from deck. Ragnazero, because it's funny sometimes. Number 86, because Mitt Romney. Black Ship of Corn, because corn. Abyss Dweller, because graveyard effects are gay. And Castell, because his musket looks like a chocolate. And that's Tellarknights.
You heard it here, folks. This is Keith and Tellarknights. Alright. Hit like or subscribe.
Respect the tits.
Catch you on the flip side.